This is Pastor Younger. Just want to share with you some words of wisdom. Just sitting here at the park, getting some fresh air, and decided I'd just talk for a minute. Yesterday was Blackout Tuesday. For many of us, it was a time of reflection, gathering our thoughts, and just figuring out how we can best serve and help our community in this time of crisis. We're in such an interesting time and a bad time for many of our people. We're in a pandemic crisis where over 100,000 are dead, over 40 million are unemployed right now. We're dealing with the protest of another unarmed black person killed. These are some tough times. And when you look at this, there's a lot of emotions that are ranging. Emotions of fear, anger, hopelessness, sadness, and just trying to navigate it and trying to figure out what to do in these times. It's difficult, but I'm reminded of the story of what David was in one of his darkest hours. One of the things that he did do was encourage himself. And in this time, we want you to be cautious and encourage you to think about the words that you use towards yourself. And not only towards yourself, but towards others. We really have to watch the things that we say and the words that we use. Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." We have to understand that we have the power to speak life and to speak power and positivity in our lives. We have to come to a point to where when times are rough, when we're in these times of crisis, we have to speak life and say, yes, I am going to make it. Yes, I am going to be healed. Yes, I will be delivered from these situations. Yes, we're coming out of this better. Because what I've learned is our words follow us wherever we go. If we tend to speak positive things tend to be there. If we speak negative things seem to surround us. We have to learn how to continue to be positive and speak, use our tongues wisely where we're speaking life and not death. Not saying I can't or having the give up mentality or being in that pity party, but having that attitude of just understanding that even though it's bad right now, God is going to turn things around and everything is going to be all right. Looking at our words, we have to understand how these words can impact our lives. We have to watch what we say. We have to watch when we say it, where we say it, how we say it, and why we say it. We have to watch what we say because the things that we say can affect our lives and can affect other people's lives. We have to watch how we talk, not only to ourselves and look at ourselves in the mirror. We have to watch what we say towards others, being able to not only encourage others, but speak positive and speak life into the lives of others also. Not only must we understand what to say, but as I said, we have to understand where to say it. We have to understand there's a time and place for everything. There's certain times and certain places we shouldn't say certain things. We have to understand when the time is right, when to speak up and when not to speak. That's important. I mean, because there is a time when we have to be quiet. For the Bible says, study to be quiet. We have to study to show. There are certain things we can say that in our tone can affect people's lives. There's certain things that we can say that will affect people's lives that we should not be saying at a particular time. We have to understand how we use our words, but not only how, but why. Why are we using? What are our motives? Are we doing this to hurt people, or are we doing it to help? So we just want to encourage you to think about what you're saying to yourself. Think about what you're saying to others. Make sure that you are a person that's willing to speak life and encourage instead of discourage. Be a positive impact and not a negative impact on people's lives. We just want to encourage you to be prayerful for our community, our world, the nation as a whole. Continue to be prayerful for all the people that are going through right now, the people that are suffering bereavement, those that are sick, those that are going through in the midst of these protests and this pandemic crisis. Continue to be praying for the leadership that they'll lead as God leads them, and not in their own selfish ambitions, but to lead in a way that God has called us to lead. Thank you. Be blessed.